So how do you feel the continuity of the players and everything is coming along?
I think these last 2 days have been great. The enthusiasm on the ice, the competitive battles, it's everything that we're looking for, and it seems that these guys are coming together in only a short period of time. I thought in Lake Placid they made strides of creating that bond, but now it's been a really joy to see these guys on the ice and come together.
I guess you like the tempo. Guys are, after yesterday into today, guys are getting a little faster, blood's moving a little faster.
Well, I think yesterday was more of a recovery for a lot of guys with their travel schedules, and I think you could see it in their play and their passing. But today, with the both sessions we had, was just great. I mean, the jump they had, the things that we're focusing on right now, they're understanding it more as we review our concepts, and I think overall just the competitive level that we saw in the small games at the end provided some very high compete, and it's fun at the same time.
You like seeing the bodies bang around a little bit at the end there?
Well, it's good to get the blood flowing that way, with the competitive edge. We're going to need that in the tournament, but to have that here, and they didn't cross the line. I think everybody respects each other, and that's a great way to start the last 2 days.
The 2 days you've seen Ryan Hartman out here, I know it's a small sample size, but have you seen the same things that you liked about him in Lake Placid?
Definitely. I think he was licking his chops there in a small area game this morning in 2-on-2. He's a very big-time competitor. He plays with an edge, and again, he doesn't cross that line. So, and I think for me personally, I think everybody brought that. So, and it's great to see that they want to compete. Even though they're playing against each other. There's a little side bet here. Nobody wants to do push-ups, so it's fun. It's fun in a good atmosphere.
JT Miller's talked a lot about embracing the opportunity to be a leader this year, to be the second-year guy. Have you seen that dating back to August and then certainly in this game?
Well, certainly dating back to August, as the week went by, I think he sort of came up front, and since we've been here, he's sort of put his foot down and really extended himself in that leadership role, which is great to see. Just the little things away from the rink you don't see, and that's what's great for me, to get the guys together, and they're all on one page, and that's great. And you're going to need leaders to get guys that say the right things in the locker room when the coaches aren't there. They're more or less an extension of the coaching staff, but within that locker room, we have to have control.
Is that a natural thing, natural evolution you see for him, or did you have conversation with him about this?
No, we've just talked, back and forth. It hasn't been a sit down. I think it's just a sign of his maturity as a player. He's the guy that's playing in the American League at a very young age. There's not a lot of guys that can say that, and those guys are strong, and he's a strong young man, and it's great to see him lead by example. He competes out there, and that's what we're going to need from our leaders, is leading by example also.
You hope that these guys make their decisions as tough as possible. Are they doing that for you?
Oh, they are. I mean, it's disappointing to see Nathan go with his situation. Certainly, he would have been a part of our team. I think he's a big-time player. But even with that situation, it's going to be very hard, especially on the back end.
You see a little bit of 18-year-old Phil Housley and Seth Jones.
Well, he's much taller than me, so I think I look at our back end as a whole. I think there's a lot of guys that could fit that mold, and certainly Grizzlick, Gostabir, and Riley. They have that uncanny ability to jump up on the play, and their first two strides are in full speed. So, and Seth is no different. I mean, he's just can cover so much range with his size, and even for a big man, he handles the puck very, very well in a tight area. So, I was very intrigued the last 2 days with all our defensemen, whether it was their compete level or their puck movement.
The skill from the forward lines, are you happy with what you've seen from them as far as the goal scoring, the offensive ability?
Well, it's always good that we can score goals in the small games, right? And because that's what really the game comes down to, is little battles and getting pucks to the net and being creative offensively, and I've certainly seen that in the last 2 days.
With that, his ability to anticipate and read plays, is that one of the things that's very advanced about his game at this
I think
level?
our defense in general have to do that. I mean, we can't count on one player on this team. Our whole defensive group as a whole is going to have to be trusted to be put out there in certain situations, so they're going to have to be defensively aware. Okay, guys?
I got one more question, sorry. In only having 3 cuts, it has to be very nitpicky to decide who stays and who goes. What exactly are those nitpicky items that are important to you?
Well, I think it's just what the role that we're going to find the players to fulfill. And it's tough to be on the ice as a coach. I mean, you can watch, but you can't really get a good sense of evaluating until you talk to the whole staff and see what their point of view is and where they're coming from. So certainly those decisions are going to be tough, but if I was to answer your question, I think it's the role, where do they fit in that role. Thank you.